Hey founders, do you ever feel like investors are grabbing way too much of your startup's equity? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. In 2025, non-dilutive funding is going to be your golden ticket to grow your startup without giving away your equity. I'm talking about programs like the SBIR that offers big money to help you scale while keeping full control and ownership of your company. So in this video, I'm going to break down what is the SBIR program, why you should consider it, and 5 things you need to know to capture some of that sweet, sweet free money for you and your startup. So if you want to learn more, make sure to stick around and I'll show you how to get non-dilutive cash without sacrificing your ownership. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Stacy Chin, a professional federal grants and contracting consultant who has helped to raise over $40 million of non-dilutive funding for startups developing innovations in all areas, including climate, healthcare, and defense. Now let's dive into this game-changing program called the SBIR. If you're looking for a way to fuel your startup's growth, then this is the video you've been waiting for. SBIR stands for Small Business Innovation Research, and this is a US federally funded program that is all about providing non-dilutive funding to small businesses who are developing breakthrough technologies with strong commercial potential. The SBIR program is funded by US federal agencies and aims to stimulate technological innovations to meet federal research and development needs and encourage participation by socially and economically disadvantaged businesses. Some participating US agencies that have SBIR programs include the Department of Defense, or DoD, the National Institute of Health, or NIH, the National Science Foundation, NSF, and many, many others. And the beautiful thing about the SBIR program is that it gives startups non-dilutive funding. That's right, the program offers funding to small businesses without requiring them to give up equity. This allows startups to grow and develop their technologies while maintaining full control and ownership of their company. And here's why this should matter a lot to founders. First, the SBIR program gives founders some serious cash. We're talking hundreds of thousands or even up to millions of dollars of non-dilutive funding. And this funding can help startups build prototypes, test concepts, and just anything to get the tech closer towards the commercial market, all without sacrificing their ownership. Second, you keep your ownership as founders. Unlike venture capital, SBIR funding does not require you to give up your equity. And that means you can get all the necessary resources to de-risk your hurdles while taking full control and ownership of your company. Third, validation and credibility. Winning an SBIR grant is highly prestigious and competitive. This is kind of like giving you a stamp of approval from the US federal agencies that can help give you instant credibility and a booster to help you better attract partners, future investors, and even customers. And so for those reasons, the SBIR program is a great way for startups to develop early stage technologies, gain credibility, and attract future investments and customers. After all, this program is made for early stage companies to help support them in their R&D efforts so that they can take their ideas into reality. Now, it is important to know that the SBIR program is broken up into 3 different phases. Phase 1 is all about assessing the feasibility and technical merit of the proposed innovation. In phase 1, our goal is to take our idea and to translate that into a prototype by validating our proof of concept. In phase 1, founders can secure non-dilutive SBIR funding even up to $300,000 for a project period of 6 to 12 months. Now, phase 2 builds upon these phase 1 efforts by allowing startups to focus on the R&D efforts that requires taking the innovation closer towards commercialization. When developing phase 2 applications, I like to ask myself, how do we take our proof of concept and translate that to address our end users and our customers' pain points? In phase 2, SBIR awards can go up to $2 million of non-dilutive funding for our project periods up to 2 years. And finally, phase 3 involves commercialization. And although no SBIR funds are typically allocated for this phase, usually the startup is expected to seek private or non-SBIR federal funding. When founders enter phase 3 of the SBIR program, this is kind of like their sign that they made it. So if you're looking to take your startup to the next level, proposal, then SBIR funding could be your secret weapon in 2025. It's non-dilutive, governmental back, and a great way to grow without giving away your equity. Now, in the next part of this video, I'm going to share 5 things you founders need to know so that you're ready to rock and roll to secure some non-dilutive SBIR funding this year. Number 1, pick the perfect agency match. Think about each federal agency as if they have their own personalities and priorities. Your job as a founder, define the one that's the perfect match for you and your innovation. And whether that is NIH for healthcare, or the DoD for defense, or the NSF for groundbreaking science, aligning your project and innovation with the right federal agency can make or break your SBIR proposal. Dig into what they care about and tailor your pitch to show how your idea fits their goal like a glove. And this is important because if your proposal is aligned with the agency's SBIR missions, you'll have a much better chance of getting their buy-in and, more importantly, securing non-dilutive funding. Number 2 is to nail down a compelling problem statement. Imagine you're on stage and you've got a few minutes to make everyone care about the problem you want to solve. That's your problem statement in your SBIR application. You have to make it crystal clear as to why your innovation matters and how it can solve a real-life challenge. The more urgent and compelling you're going to make it sound on paper, the more SBIR reviewers will believe in your solution. And that's because a strong problem statement may be the difference between standing out or blending in among a sea of SBIR applications. So make sure to understand how to position your problem statement so that your application can stand out and encourage the viewers why your innovation deserves funding. Number 3, craft a killer commercialization strategy. Getting SBIR funding is not about R&D and tech. You have to also prove that you have a strategy to bring it to market. A strong commercialization strategy is your roadmap for turning your idea into a market success. Show the reviewers that you've done your homework. Who's going to buy this? How big is the market? And what's your plan to dominate that market based on your value proposition and competitive edge? Yes, federal agencies do want to support high-risk R&D efforts, but most importantly, they want to know that their investment that will lead to something that will have a real-world impact. So in your SBIR application, make sure you show a rigorous plan of how you plan to take your innovation towards the market and why the agency should give you non-dilutive funding to do so. 4, map out a rock-solid research and development project plan. When you craft an SBIR application, don't just have a vague idea what experiments to propose, but rather you want to show the reviewers you have a rock-solid plan in place. Break down your projects into clear milestones, timelines, and objectives. Think of the meat and potatoes of your SBIR application as the blueprint that will guide the reviewers of your idea to take your innovation from concept to reality. SBIR reviewers want to see that you exactly know what needs to be done and when. So that means a well-organized and rigorous R&D plan will give your proposal a lot of great structure. And as a founder, your job is to write a compelling SBIR application so that the reviewer can think, hey, this founder has it together. Because at the end of the day, a clear roadmap and project plan tells them that you have a realistic approach and timeline of how to use the SBIR funds wisely, and that gives reviewers the confidence that you can deliver on that promise. And number 5, in your SBIR application, make sure to build an all-star team. You might have a fantastic idea, but without the right team in place, it's just a dream. So in your SBIR application, it is so important that you can showcase an all-star lineup with the experts, advisors, and talent required to bring your project to life. In your SBIR application, it's important to highlight their skill sets, their background, past accomplishments, and articulate why those skill sets are necessary to support your proposal goals. A strong team tells SBIR reviewers, we have all the talent to make this happen. And this can give your application that competitive edge to stand out from the others. Also, reviewers are looking for a team to execute your proposed R&D strategy. So showing that you have the right people in place is so critical to gain the reviewers' trust and also, more importantly, securing SBIR funding. And with that, thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. If you found any of these tips helpful, please like this video and subscribe to your channel so that you can learn new ways to keep your equity throughout your fundraising journey. And don't forget to check out our website at keepyourequity.co, where you'll find other resources, templates, and advice and classes on how you can secure non-dilutive funding. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in a video very soon.